Imagine if Chris came last in this company. He's your
Nah, hell nah. I'm pretty sure Chris is going to get it and just throw it back.
Yeah. What is up, man? It's your boy Alexander Michaelides, and I'm one of your hosts on the Hustlers Hub podcast. I'm with my boy over there.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to the potty. We got an awesome guest today, one of AJ's mentors.
Yeah, man. So we're here with myself, as you know, Chris Inko, the power lifter now. And to my right, like Chris touched on, we have a very, very special guest, birthday boy yesterday. This man has done a lot for me in my life. I think we've gone back over like 7 years now, coming up. And introduce yourself, man. What's your name? Who are you? Where you from? Tell people about yourself, man.
Oh, Mike Torres, man. I just turned 35 yesterday.
Sheesh.
Sir, big man.
From New York originally, but I've been all over the world, so I don't even claim any place anymore. It would be wrong.
He'd be wrong.
Yeah, man.
Like Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide, huh? Mr. 305.
The world is his home.
And I lived in Miami actually for about 7-8 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
He's been all over, Mr. Worldwide. But you gotta kill a story, which we'll definitely touch on today. Yeah. But to start us off, Inko.
Before we get into it, we always play overrated, underrated with our guest. And before we started recording, we're actually talking about Top Boy. So season 2, Top Boy, overrated, underrated.
I still think it's underrated.
Okay.
Because not too many people know about it. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure it's popular in the UK. I know it's popular here. I don't think it's as popular in the States yet.
Oh, it's not.
Because I don't see it on like social media or anything like that. But yeah, so it's definitely underrated.
Underrated?
I love it. I love the show.
Oh, you love it? Give me what's your best impression? Your best roadman?
Hey, bruv. I need my food breath.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
What's yours,
That's the
Inko?
thing I know how to say.
What's yours, Inko?
Fuck, what do I say? Is that every time they leave? Love,
man.
Love, man.
Love, man. Hey, my brother. Safe, Bob. Tell douche in it. That big man. Nah, cracker show. Not bad.
Yeah.
You know, comment whether the Top Boy is a Al or a dub, but it's got all these like little kids in the north, like wearing tech police going safe, man. And you go north.
Everyone here now, like trying
Dead
to be like
set. It's the wave. But that was a good one for me. So obviously you and my basketball coach will touch on participation awards in like younger kids sports. You know, do you think that's overrated or underrated? So, you know, if little Johnny comes 10th in his season, should he be getting praised for that, awarded for that? What do you think?
I don't think there should be a 10th place participation award, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it all depends what the setting is. You know what I mean? If it's a serious setting, then no. If it's a camp and you want to give everybody something, I think the age matters too.
Okay.
If you're trying to keep kids in a certain sport and they go to a cricket holiday camp and they're all 6, 7, 8 years old, I think everybody should get something.
Okay.
Keep those kids in it. As kids get older, hell no. Yeah.
Fair.
Because you're just going to set them up for failure.
Yeah, for sure.
Fair enough. Imagine if Chris came last in this company.
Hell nah. I'm pretty sure Chris is going to get it and just throw it back.
Yeah, he's like, stop that shit.
Nah,
for sure. So you touched in your intro, man, that you don't claim any place, but where were you born?
I was born in New York City.
New York.
In Manhattan. In an area called Washington Heights.
Washington Heights. What's that like? What was it like growing up in New York?
It was fun.
Fun?
It was fun, man. It was fun. It's a different world. It's hard to explain.
Is it like in the movies?
No, it's not even like in the movies. Because, people say, oh, Times Square and downtown. Like, I barely went there. You know what I mean, I barely spent time there. I grew up there late 90s, early 2000s, which was still like the Wild Wild West.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't go to other neighborhoods. You had no reason to. And you wouldn't do that because you weren't from that neighborhood. And they would know that. And they'll check you. You know what I mean? So you stayed in your neighborhood and you knew everybody and you felt safe. It was a dangerous place, but it was only dangerous if if you were doing the wrong thing. You know what I mean? I was a ball player, and everybody knew that. So everybody knew that Mike was a ball player. You know, he ain't in the streets. Just leave him alone.
So that was your refuge.
Yeah,
Hoop saved you. So it wasn't like in Top Boy, you're not going to different ends and hitting licks, fam.
You don't do that. You don't do that. Look, I had friends who did.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have, you know, very, very close friends, but kids I grew up with or around that I knew them and we would say what's up to each other. A lot of them are dead or in jail. And not to sound cliche, it's just true.
It's just reality.
You know, yeah, man. So, yeah.
Was it like a tough neighborhood, would you say? It was, you know, definitely all the smile.
Look, it's tough if you're not from there.
Okay.
If you're born and you're raised in that environment, you're used to it.
It's just who you are.
You know. My neighborhood was unique because it had the highest population of people from the Dominican Republic in America.
Okay.
In that one neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's like all the Greek people here in Melbourne, you know? And you have certain neighborhoods that it's only Greek.
Yeah.
I guess, you know what I mean? But over there, if you didn't know Spanish,
it's over. It's game
you needed
over.
to know Spanish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I think you said it. You made a very good point. Like if you weren't from there, if you weren't made for it, you wouldn't get it. So these little Melbourne kids, you know, grass-fed beef and vegan. You know, you go to where you're from.
Nah. Look, we grew up on 25-cent juices, 25-cent potato chip bags.
Yep.
You know, 50-cent little honey buns.
Just getting it how you can.
$1 sliced pizza, $1.50 with a can of Coke. You know, that's what I grew up on. $1 hot dogs from the street, you know, and then my mom's cooking.
And that was it.
Know? And that was it.
And now what?
That was it.
Can't say the same, Chris. What
Too many snacks.
do we eat? We're going to Costco and buying snacks. That's crazy. So you touched on you were a ball player. So you had a ball in your hands from birth, or how was it?
Nah. Look, there was no sporting background in my family.
Okay.
No sporting background.
So you led the way.
I guess so. I have a few cousins who play baseball and football now, but I got into basketball. I think I was I'm pretty sure I was 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
By this time, I had left New York and I went to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
You know, single mom. We didn't have a house, so we bounced around.
Yep.
My grandmother moved down to Miami with my grandfather. My grandfather later passed away pretty young. He was 58. He died of a heart attack. I think he died when I was 5 or 6. Maybe a year later I started playing. But I started playing because my cousin, Thomas, calls me. He goes, "Hey, I'm going to join a soccer team.
Mm-hmm.
You want to join?" I said, "Yeah, cool." Never played soccer. I didn't know anything about soccer. I said, "Yeah, cool." I go to the place. It was like a rec center. And it wasn't soccer season. It was basketball season. Mind you, I already knew what basketball was. I knew, I already had a favorite team, which was the New York Knicks. I never played on a team at this point. I never played anything. I was never coached. I used to play in my backyard on the clothesline. It was like a T, and then it had the lines all the way to the other side and another T bar.
Yep.
So that was my hoop.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I used to make believe I was Patrick Ewing because that was my favorite player.
Knicks fan.
And so I joined the basketball team. It was at a park called Sparks Park
Mm-hmm.
in Miami. And the first year, no lie, I think I have a picture of it. I'll pull it up later. I won MVP of the whole league.
First year.
Mind you, I've never been coached. My first coach, I'll never forget him. His name was Willie Sanchez.
Willie Sanchez.
Shout out Willie Sanchez.
I'm pretty sure it was Sanchez or Chavez. Sanchez, I believe. But
One of them.
I don't remember him teaching me anything, but he did give me confidence.
That was it.
He would say, he would always say this: "Take him to school. Take him to school. Take him to school. Shake and bake. Shake and bake." And so I used to come, pop, 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 pop. You know, I didn't have a left hand layup. I didn't have a jump shot. I used to just drive to the basket every time, going right.
Let's get buckets.
I could play D at that age, you know what I mean?
How old were you this time?
I was 7.
So you
I was 7.
started 7.
I remember it was 6 to 8 division. That year, I did a 2-on-2 tournament, and I want to say we won or got second place. I also did a 1-on-1 tournament that same season and got first place.
That's what he's getting buckets.
So
And so it was good, you know, my first year playing basketball, and I was really good.
He's won everything.
And so in my head from that time, I felt I was one of the best basketball players.
Yeah,
of course.
And that followed me, you know, as I, you know, eventually I moved back to New York at the age of, I spent another 3 years in Miami. I think I moved back when I was 10, right after 5th grade. And I did all of middle school in America. 6th to 8th is middle school. And then I did 9th and 10th grade in New York as well. But that followed me. That confidence followed me.
So that was it.
Even when I went back to New York, you know, I was 10. By this time, all the really good 10, 11-year-old kids are playing basketball.
Yeah.
You know, and they've already been in teams. A lot of people know them. New York is a different world. You know, at 8 years old, if you can ball, people know you.
That's crazy. Imagine that being the limelight like 8.
No, it's serious. And so I had to make my name over there, and I did. I remember a tournament we played in. Mind you, I still hadn't played in like indoor courts or anything. So
just all outdoor.
So in Miami, that league was in the winter. Mind you, winter in Miami is like how it is now. And it was all outdoor. I go to New York, and the only basketball sorry, fucking got gas. It's fucking right? And the only basketball I'm exposed to is outdoor on the playground. And all we had was a half court. And you were either playing 1-on-1s, 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s, or 21.
Okay, there's no like organized basketball.
No. Mind you, I'm still not being coached. I'm still not being taught anything.
Take him to school.
I'm learning everything as I see the older guys do it. There was no YouTube. I don't think I never had a computer growing up till, God damn, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Probably till I was in my late teens, right? And so I can't go online and watch anything. You know what I mean? So I'm watching everything outside. I'm watching like kids that are better than me, what they do, how they shoot. And so I'm, you know, changing my shot every summer, every winter. I'm doing something different. And everything was self-taught. That's why, like, these days, kids and parents are relying on trainers. Like, no, fuck that. Go and fucking use your imagination, be creative and stuff like that.
That's insane. Like you touched on that real quick because, like, I think for Inco and I, we watch a lot of like videos and YouTube. Like, this guy's washing dishes and
Like everything's at our fingertips nowadays. Man.
we can do everything.
Like you said, there was like nothing. You just have to do it for me.
Look, there's no excuse. You guys did this. Did you guys go to school? No. You guys did your own fucking research.
Yeah.
Right? Because you could.
Yeah.
And so that's, you know, that's how it was back in the day, you know.
It's crazy.
And I'm saying back in the day, like if I'm an old ass.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like it was only what, like 15.
This is, I'm talking 99, 2000, between 99 and 04.
That's crazy.
So like when we were like about to be born.
That was like my prime of basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I remember this one tournament in the summer. It was an outdoor tournament. There was a few really good kids in my neighborhood, and everybody knew who it was. It was a kid named Leo, rest in peace. He died of an overdose. He was a drug dealer who, you know, used as well. And a kid named James Feldine. James Feldine is currently in Europe somewhere playing.
Oh, wow. Made a career.
And then it was me. But I was like third on that.
You were, yeah, okay.
And so the tournament comes, first game, I play Leo's team. I remember this so good. It was a close game, back and forth, and me and him were going back and forth. And I remember, and it was like everybody from the neighborhood.
Just watching it.
Surrounding it.
Like
I remember I got the ball, And I don't think there was time because again we're playing outdoors.
So
it was up to a certain score. So I already knew what score we had to get. So I got the ball, tapped the key, and I could hear somebody going, "That's the go getter. That's the go getter. That's the go getter." I'm like, all right, fuck it. I go and I score and we win. And there was some bragging rights. Right?
Ooh.
And I had that. And then a whole week leading up to the next game was about James. Now, James, Leo was like me.
Yeah.
We were just self-taught, played on the playground. James was different. He had an older brother who played. His older brother would put him through shooting drills. And James could shoot. He had a deadly jump shot at like the age of 11.
So this was like 11 years old. We're talking.
11, 12 years old. Right?
Doing bits, bro.
This is crazy.
And so the whole story was, oh, James is nice. This is how crazy it was. James trains on wood.
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
Nah.
He trains indoors. He must be nice.
That's the advantage.
And I'm like, but I never got like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get him.
Shit,
I just didn't give a shit.
It's like,
I just waited till
I'm
next
not here
game.
in the concrete, baby.
Long story short, he never came back after the game.
Oh, you bust him that
I
bad?
busted his fucking ass.
That's crazy.
I busted his ass.
Came back to New York, took over.
Yeah, this guy.
I busted his ass. Right?
That's insane. He said, nah, not coming back.
And so the tournament goes. I think we lost in the playoffs. Mind you, our coach was my best friend Rich, who was only like 4 years older than me.
Bro, so you're coached by like a 15-year-old.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bro, like, I want to
Whole ass
stop you there. Like,
tournament, bro.
Chris asked you before we started off, was it like a movie? Nah. And now he's got like these 11-year-olds.
Bro, we
14-year-olds.
didn't have any coaches.
That's
We
crazy.
didn't have any coaches. All the other coaches were like street dudes, drug dealers. The shirts we got, a drug dealer gave them to us, you know, because he wanted a little tournament in his neighborhood. You know, it was nothing.
That's wild.
It was 2 hoops that you see out in front of a house in the middle of a concrete soccer field. I mean, baseball field.
And that was it. And that's what
Yeah.
you got.
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
they made lines, and it was like once a week, the games were held, and everybody,
The whole city would turn out.
That's crazy.
not the whole city,
But like, you know what I mean? Like the whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was good. And that was like my first taste of like competitive basketball.
And you loved it.
I loved it. And then from there, I finally get to play indoors. You know what I mean? And in the winter in New York, you have no choice. So you're going to be indoors. I end up, mind you, I was a knucklehead. I wasn't a bad kid. I was lazy in school. I was a clown. You know, I end up going to a private school to do year 8.
Did you get that because of basketball or?
No. I got it because I was fucking around. and my mom met somebody who told her about this private school.
Yeah.
It was about an hour away, public transportation. And my mom calls the principal. This is like a month before classes start. And she's begging the principal, let him in. He's a good kid. He needs a chance. It was Dr. Maffa, this little old lady, at this Catholic school on Fordham Road in the Bronx. The school is called St. Nicholas of Tollentine, right? Tollentine back in the day was a high school. It was a powerhouse in New York City.
Yeah.
Not sure if you guys heard of an NBA player. He's dead now. He died in a car crash. Malik Sealy. He played with Kevin Garnett for the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
But he went to that school, so I remember I go to the school. Huge freaking gym. Huge gym with grandstands on both sides, a stage on one side, and there's pictures of him with his trophies that he won back in the day, state championships. I'm like, oh shit, this is cool. That was like my first taste of, you know, something real.
Yeah.
I wish I could get my best friend on the phone and he'll confirm. I tore that fucking league up.
Damn.
Mind you, I was still playing because I just loved the game.
Yeah.
I didn't think of anything. I didn't care who was who. I
it's just
knew
the
who
love.
was who. You know what I mean? Because I would hear the names, this and that. And mind you, there's still no social media, so you're hearing it.
I saw through the streets.
It's all word of mouth. But yeah, there was games I would have like 48,
Damn. Dropping 50 bombs.
30 points easily.
Just video game numbers.
And so from there, a few of the private schools started hearing about me, and I had my choice of high schools I could go to. I ended up going to an all-boys Catholic school with James Feldine.
Oh,
damn.
Right?
So-
Me and James Feldine were about 5. Mind you, I haven't grown probably since high school. I was about 5'8", 5'7". He was about the same height. Because we went to that school for basketball, and it was like known for basketball, they're actually ranked like top 10 in the country right now.
oh wow.
Yeah. We had to play on the freshman team.
Mm-hmm.
Our freshman team was loaded, and the varsity coach knew like he had some like talent coming up.
For the people listening, what's the difference between freshman and varsity?
So freshmen, not every school has freshmen. It's usually a private school.
Okay.
So if you're a freshman, that's year 9.
Yep.
You have to play freshman ball. That's
Yep.
if you get picked. First of all, you got to get picked. JV, you're playing JV.
So junior varsity.
Yeah, junior varsity. If you're in year 10 or 11 and you're not that good to make varsity yet.
And then varsity is older kids.
Varsity will be year 10 to 12. I don't think they've ever had a year 9 kid. Maybe now it's different now. I'm pretty sure they do. But if you went to one of these private schools in New York City that played in the Catholic School League, which was considered one of the best in America at the time, and you made a freshman team, like you were good.
Okay, you were nice.
So I went to an all-boys school with about 550 boys. And so basketball trials comes, it's about 150 kids.
Damn.
Again, I don't give a fuck. I'm making this team because I'm good. I know I'm good.
You know you're nice.
And I remember the first thing they did, Mr. Rockford was the coach. He lined everybody up. Left-hand layup.
Oh, no.
If you can't make a left-hand layup, you're getting cut. So as you went for your left-hand layup on the line, mind you, it was a huge line.
150 kids.
Remember, I was never taught anything.
Because
was
go
never taught
back.
anything.
You were on the concrete. You were busting 1-on-1s,
I was never
2-on-2s.
taught. I never knew I needed a...
All you knew was take them to school.
Yeah. I never knew I needed a left-handed layup. I never thought of it. And so I'm thinking, shit. I go to the back of the line, and I'm thinking to myself, have I ever done a left-hand layup? And I'm like, no, it feels awkward. I don't know what to do. And so the whole time in the line, I'm like this. I'm just picturing myself, and I'm doing the feet. I'm looking at everybody. Okay, he did it good. Oh, shit, he missed. Bad footwork. And it was literally, go.
That was it.
That's what the coach was doing.
Yeah.
Go. And I'm there. And it comes up to me, and I do it perfectly. 1, 2. I'm safe for now. I'm safe. And that's what I needed to do. Because I eventually made the team. It was 10 of us. I have a picture here. I could pull up the picture.
Put it up. That's crazy. But while you pull it up, man, I just want to say, like, for people at home, there's no excuses. Like,
No, there's no fucking excuses.
we have...
Man didn't know how to do it. Checked out 150 kids, analyzed them.
Yeah. Bro, not even that, bro. It's just
Programmed
like how much access and resources we have. We got YouTube, we got like TikTok full of info. Like we can have whatever we want whenever. Like we can learn a skill, we can make money. Like I can just buy like a fucking cryptocurrency or some shit. Like it's effortless. And then you're saying like where you come from and how you were brought up. It's like, oh, it was all I taught was take me to school. But it was like your love for the game.
On top of that, by this time I have a little brother. My mom's a single mom.
Yep.
I'm being raised by my mom and my grandmother. My mom knew nothing about basketball.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
a first generation American. They were both immigrants, right? So I never had anybody, hey, let's go to the park, I'll rebound for you. Nothing. It was me and my boys. We would wake up early, whether it was in the snow, we would shovel that shit. In the summer especially, we would wake up early as hell, around 5, 6 before the sun came out, and put up our 500 shots. We would then spend the rest of the day playing in different courts in our neighborhood, go home, take a shower, eat. When the sun went down and and the courts were empty, we'll come out again. All we had was a little street light. That's all we needed, another 500. And that was literally every day in the summer. Every day in the summer. And it was Just self-taught.
Just because you loved it.
Self-taught. Look, this is my freshman year in high school. I'm right here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let's see.
Number 32.
I'm gonna put that. We're gonna put it up. It's gonna be right there. It's gonna be right there. Ah, I see you. I see you.
And yeah, look, we were a great team. I think we go like 32-2.
Mm-hmm.
We win the city championship, which was that's Mr. Rockford at the end. That's us. That's us with our plaques. You know?
Oh, I've seen. Yeah, I seen that. I seen that.
We were nice, man. My sophomore year, you know, I bounced from varsity to JV, but it wasn't going good. It wasn't going good. Mainly, and this is no excuse, but it was my coach. He was a fucking asshole. He was a fucking asshole. He was horrible. He was a horrible man. He ended up getting arrested. He was a priest. He ended up getting arrested for you already know what.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And at a young age, I could tell that something was up, because every summer he would take his JV team that he just coached. He would take a few players up to Milwaukee for a tournament and pay for them and take it. And it was just weird.
Something was off.
It was just weird to me, but he was a fucking asshole. When I say he was just a horrible teacher, horrible leader, horrible. Mr. Rockford from the year before, he taught the game, but he didn't want to get to know you.
It wasn't personal.
Nah, it wasn't personal. And he just went off talent because he had the best kids in the city.
I mean, that's how we got dubs.
It was easy. So yeah, man.
That's crazy. I feel like in that little your little high school sort of basketball career, there's a lot of things you can touch on, man. Like,
That's wild.
I just feel so lucky, to be real. Man. Like, same thing. Like, you got a great coach in like Croydon, Chris, and that's why you're winning comps and stuff like that. And we have access, and we have so much, bro. That's like that's insane. So that's like you'll come up. You think like playing ball in New York and Florida kind of made you who you are? Definitely like built the foundation.
I think New York for sure. For sure. Because it's just the environment. Yeah. It's just the environment. You have to adapt to it. Mm-hmm. You have to learn how to speak up. You have to learn how to take chances. Because nobody else is gonna be there for you. I grew up around most of my friends. There was no father around. Yeah. You know what I mean? That was just the norm. That was the norm. So yeah, man, you gotta get it. You know, for yourself.
That's crazy.
And that's everything.
So that's like your childhood, and then like, when did you move to Australia?
Yeah, how did that happen?
Yeah. All right, so I ended up finishing high school in Miami. Yep. My high school career there ended okay. Again, I wasn't coached properly. Looking back as a coach now, I wasn't really taught the game. It was just go out there, run these plays, use your talent, and try to win. Yep. And academically, I wasn't the best. You know what I mean? And there was no excuse for that. But again, I had no guidance. I had nothing to look up to. I had nobody to look up to. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about college. I didn't know anything.
We're just doing it.
So when it came time for me to graduate, I go to my counselor because she's asking me, Mike, are you going to play anywhere? I'm like, I don't know. What do I do? I speak to my high school coach. He told me he sent out my tape to coaches. I called bullshit on that because I had a fairly decent last 2 years in high school at the new school I went to. But I called bullshit on that from day one. I never believed him. And so my high school counselor actually helped me get in touch with a few schools. Long story short on that, I didn't go. Again, I didn't know anything about it. I ended up going to a junior college, which basketball players refer to as JUCO. I went to a JUCO. I was told I was going to be the 10th to 12th man. Mm-hmm. My team was loaded. My team was loaded with future NBA players, possibly, you know.
Yeah, who were in the mix. Yep.
And guys who were going to who ended up going to Kentucky, Pittsburgh, University of Memphis,
like
South Carolina State and stuff like that.
The best of the best.
Yeah.
So it was elite team.
Yeah. Very elite. I remember John Calipari was at our training.
Oh, wow.
You know, That's when he was with the University of Memphis.
Yep.
This is 2006 now. College basketball doesn't go the way I dreamed about it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I had to think of something different. I tried transferring. That didn't work out. And then I was stuck. I dropped out of school. I probably had every job under the sun so I left school in 2007, and I joined the U.S. Navy in 2008. From 2007 to 2008, I worked at a car wash for about 2 weeks. I worked at this warehouse where we zip tied those little brochures that people put in your
mailbox.
Yeah. I would put in the machine, zip, zip, pack it, zip. I did that for about a week. I was a cleaner at a pancake parlor type restaurant where I cleaned the tables, I did random shit, cleaned the bathrooms, and I was a dishwasher at a Thai restaurant, right? I was fucking unhappy, man. Just think about those fucking jobs.
Yeah, it's just...
You know, I was working with illegal immigrants. That's where I was in my life. And it just hit me. I said, man, I got to do something. So I called an old high school teammate of mine. He was already in the Navy for like 2 years. I said, man, how
is it?
What's it like? Yeah, tell me the truth. He told me it's chill. There's a lot of BS you got to deal with. I'm like, fuck it. Mind you, just like sports and everything, in college, nobody in my family had ever done it. Nobody in my family had ever been in the military. You know, I don't come from a patriotic
family,
American family. You know, no. And so I go to the recruiting office. How the recruiting office was set up. Imagine this house, and each room is a different branch in the military: Air Force, Army, Navy, Marines, or whatever. I go in and the first person I see, I talk to, and it was the Army guy. He's selling it, blah blah. I didn't care. I just needed to get the fuck out. Right? He goes, come back tomorrow. Our computers are down for you to take the test, you know, to see what you qualify for. I'm like, cool, I'll be back. I come back, same time he told me. He's not there. But the Navy recruiter was there. She was this chick. She goes, who you waiting here for? Oh, I was going to take the test for the Army. Oh, come over here. So she talks me into taking the test for them. She goes, oh, it's the same thing. We'll give it to them. I take the test. She sits me down. Hey, you qualify for this. You qualify for that. I'm like, oh, word? Okay, cool. Yeah. She's feeding it. By this time, I'm 21. So I'm, you know, how old are you?
20.
Fuck, I'm older than you. I know I'm older than you. Right? I'm 21 years old. I'm nowhere in my life right now. I'm lost. I'm a fucking lost puppy, man. Thinking back, I still get like kind of sick to my stomach of where I was. It was scary. It was scary because I had no direction, man. And I said, yeah, whatever. I'll do that job. I ended up doing like, it was equivalent to like a military police officer, you know. But my ship out date was like 6 months later. So now I had to think of something to do for the next six months. And I had nothing to do. And so during that time, I spent, you know, patching things up with my mom and my stepfather because things were rocky. I was spending time with my brother. I went up to New York to see my family before I left. Meanwhile, everybody's trying to talk me out of it. And I'm not. And for the first time, I was listening to myself. I won't go into the Navy side of things because that's another podcast.
That's another ep.
But I ended up doing 4 years in the Navy.
4.
Right? Looking back, it was the best 4 years of my life.
Oh, really?
Amazing. The good, the bad.
Everything.
I appreciate everything. Even all the bullshit I went through. All the training, all the hard times, all the homesick times. You know, I got to ride patrol boats next to a submarine with freaking dolphins, you know, swimming next to us.
It is a movie, bro.
You know, I lived in the Middle East for almost 2 years, you know, by myself. I did so much. I've been to a few different countries, you know what I mean? It's, you know, I had a blast. And that's where I met my wife, who at the time was my girlfriend. I met her with I had just decided to end my contract, but I had to finish it out. I had about 6 months left. I meet her, things happen. She falls pregnant. She's from Australia originally. She moves back. I tell her, let me finish my time here. Let's see what we're going to do. That's how I end up here.
Damn, what a story.
So that goes back to, you know, I get here. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I thought I could get into some type of security because
Really, that's
what I was doing in the military, I was doing like anti-terrorism force protection. That was the actual title. You know, so I protected everything from submarines, ships, airplanes, money, people. I transported millions and millions of dollars. You know, I protected bases, anything you can think of. You know what I mean? And so I tried to get into that here, but Australia, you know, they're very by the book. You know, so I would have had to go and get qualifications, sit through this, sit through that. I'm like, nah, screw that, man. Screw that. What? So I could be a security guard at a mall?
Second course.
I just finished carrying freaking machine guns and rifles and protecting, you know, a damn country. How you gonna, you know?
Tell me I can't.
I said no. But on top of that, I kind of knew what I wanted to do. You know, which was coach. I didn't know I was gonna be coaching at the level I am now, which isn't where I want to be yet. But at the same time, I started getting back into shape. Mind you, I hadn't played competitive basketball in 4 years. I started getting back in shape because I wanted to see if I could play ball again. It was never to make it to the NBL or anything like that. I ended up playing 4 years here in Australia State League, Big V, for those of you who know what that is. Whether I scored average 30 points or 2 points, I accomplished something.
That's what you wanted to do.
I accomplished something, and I was proud of that. You know, when there's still guys in America trying to come and play in the league that I played in for 4 years.
You did it.
You know what I mean? And I did that. I started at 26. I stopped playing at 30.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was old. My body wasn't the same. I couldn't invest the time in training because now I had kids.
It's tough, exactly. Yup.
But I accomplished something. At the same time, I started coaching, and I was taking that very seriously. And my second year coaching, I met this young man.
This is the segue. This is how
that story there.
I meet this young man.
This is how we started. So we're at Coburg. I was 16 bottom age.
Yeah.
16 bottom age.
How old were you, 13?
Yeah, I was 13, 16 bottom age. And I remember we got to tryouts and like Coburg, he's like normal dad's coach and shit. And there's this guy getting the baseline. I'm like, whoa, okay. It's a little bit different. Who's this guy? He had low cut, shaved head, tats. I'm like, bro, I'm scared. Like, who is this guy, bro? What's going on? So fast forward, tryouts, yada, yada. I make his team. So I make his team. Our first training session, I remember this, like our first fitness session is like, beat the park, blah, blah, blah. So I just, preseason, go for a run. Nah, man, this guy like army canisters, like with like we had like the ammo goes in, we were running with them, like backpacks. Is like 5 of the 10 guys vomited. His guy didn't care. Yeah, so you guys are soft. Like,
mind you, I'm like 2 years removed from the military.
Yeah,
so you know what I mean.
This guy still got military mindset. Yeah.
I still had that. My coaching skills were shit at the time, but I knew I could, I could build some toughness.
That's what it is. Like That's what it is. Like, I know where you're at coaching wise now. It's like you're way better coach now, but back then it was drill sergeant. Like, I'd never been more scared in my life with a coach, bro. Like, if we spoke, like, the fuck you're looking at? Like, damn, like.
I used to curse at these little kids like crazy.
13-year-olds.
Thinking back now, when everybody has a phone, because what year was that? 2000.
So 6 years ago.
13.
2014,
14,
15, something like that. 14.
If I was doing that now, I probably would have got fired from coaching. It's crazy because that was only 6 years ago, right? But yeah, I used to cuss these little kids out, and I was tough on them. But I used to show them love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tough love.
That's what it was, man.
That's
what it was. So we won the chip that year.
Yeah.
Shout out that team, man. That was
Damn, dub team.
yeah. Shout out that team. But yeah, man, I think he started. So I know the story well, obviously, because I was there with you. So he also started this little coaching clinic for like this little after school program.
Yeah.
Called School of Skills, and this guy he's like to us, you all have to help coach or you don't play. That's what he said to us, like, you little shits are all gonna turn in. So it was a Wednesday, like after school, like I don't know, 4:15 or something. Mm-hmm. And that's where we started. So you had School of Skills.
I had School of Skills.
How many kids?
Started with like 6, and then it blew up to like 45 kids after school program.
Damn. So is that, what type of coaching is that, like one-on-one or like
that was introduction basketball, teach you how to dribble, hold the basketball, and run with a basketball.
Was that for free or?
Nah, I used to charge.
Yeah.
So
He used to charge,
technically
make us coach for free though, didn't he? Yeah.
that was like the start of me like starting my own business.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
again, you had no one to show you how. You're just doing shit.
It's doing it.
Yeah, even to this day, like I still, a lot of people talk about having a mentor. I still don't have a mentor. I'm looking for one. Trust me, I've tried, but nothing's never stuck. So I just said, you know what, fuck it. Let me just try it.
Shit, yeah.
100%.
And I've done it.
I feel like although you may not have a mentor per se, bro, but like from personal experience, you're so many kids' mentor. I don't think you understand. Like even for me, like same thing as you, like single mom, whatever. Like having like a father figure and someone look up to you. That was you for sure. Like fuck, this guy in the army fucking tell me what to do and shit. But it's like it's more than that. Because then 6 years later, you're in my house on my podcast, and it started me as a 13-year-old kid with braces and a shaved head, freaking playing basketball and like play
pudgy ball.
Yeah,
You're a little pudgy dude.
I was around back then, and like he'd play me like 5 minutes or two. I wouldn't care. I was like, what can I do? And that instilled it into me. And then like now, bro, like you have a whole legion of kids. Like we're gonna touch into it in a minute. You have your own academy. You know, you're a youth league coach. Like you're all right. You don't have a mentor, but the person that a mentor is a mentor for like, bro, hundreds of kids is insane. Like you have a following. Like when you talk, kids listen. I know you have kids hitting you up. Hey, coach, how do I get here? Like they call you coach.
Yeah.
They don't call you Mike. It's like coach. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
That's
and
crazy
I think,
impact, bro.
That's what it is. And I think Chris and I are lucky to have mentors. You know, and then eventually
Like
one
that
day,
guidance.
bro, and then eventually one day be mentors for people.
It's important.
Bro.
It's important, especially at your age, because you guys don't know. Look, I'm gonna be blunt. You guys don't know shit yet.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
But the fact that you just competed in a
Bodybuilding chair.
yeah, right, and you won it, and you were able to commit yourself like that. A lot of 20-year-olds can't commit themselves to fucking taking out the rubbish. You know what I mean? I've been calling you fucking the young CEO since you were like 14. You know what I mean?
That's the nickname. That's where it came from.
The fact that you guys have that built in you, and you're seeing it from other people, and you're hearing other people's stories, that's gonna go a long way for you guys, like big time. You guys have no idea. But by the time you guys are 30, trust me, you guys are gonna be doing like amazing things.
Clip, bro.
That's the plan, bro. Clip that,
30,
Vim.
I'm telling you. I wish I had your mind. I was a fucking loose cannon, man. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about life.
You're just
man.
doing it. You just, I'll do this.
I didn't know what was out there. I had no clue. Man. I didn't know what possibilities were because I was never shown anything. You know what I mean? I never knew anybody who even graduated college, man.
That's crazy.
I didn't know anything, man. You know? So
that's insane. I feel like, you know, like Chris and I can look up to you, obviously, like your family, Chris, like from the Philippines, like your mom and stuff, like, you know what I mean? Same thing with you, like come from the Dominican Republic, Mike, like my grandfather come from Egypt, like, you know what I mean? It's just, don't know, just do it, you know?
Bro.
I feel like the basis of everything we do, especially in the hub, is just hard work.
Yeah.
And make it work. You know what I mean? But then credit, so we'll keep it rolling. Have School of Skills, 45 kids, yada, yada. So it turns out I was the only little shit who was dumb enough to come coach every week with you. I did that.
I used to take you to the country and do camps out there and stuff like that. Yeah, look, so I had my own little business.
Yep.
I end up taking over at the club, Cobra Giants. In that time, I believe that turned it around.
Most definitely.
It was a shit show. I turned it around. I spent 4 or 5 years there in charge. I did a lot for the club. I don't want to get into that now. Mm-hmm. But I kept coaching, and I started getting better and better and realizing who I was as a coach. And it wasn't the drill instructor anymore.
Definitely not.
It was more of I'm going to be honest with you, I'm gonna show some compassion. I'm gonna be tough on you. I'm not gonna yell. I don't need to yell anymore. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna just speak the truth. If I have to motivate you, then you shouldn't be playing.
Sure.
If I have to put some energy into you, then you shouldn't be playing. If you're gonna play for me, you already have that. So now I'm more of a thinker. I talk to my players. I'm still tough on them. But that's through like discipline, expectations, and stuff. I do stuff with with the state programs here in Victoria. I went to Spain in 2019 with them. That was amazing.
That's sick.
I'm at a different club now, coaching youth league.
And youth league, like state, like highest level in youth league, which is it's a pretty big deal, man. You know what I mean? A lot of those kids go on to play, potentially like NBL 1, potentially NBL, things like that. So it's not like a scrub league you're coaching at. Like you have some of the best, what is it? I think it's 18 to like 22-year-olds,
Yeah, look.
In the state.
And that's where I'm at now. I think I'm in a different phase in my coaching, which I'm excited for, is helping guys get to the next level.
Yep.
I have a handful of players that I'm helping right now either go to college or decide what they want to do, whether they want to go to college or stay here and try to make it to the NBL. So that's been very exciting because now I'm having to talk to like scouts, NBL coaches, college coaches in the States. So that's, that's pretty rewarding.
100%.
Sure.
Because some of these kids, for one, and I think you already know who I'm talking about, I've had since he was 12. And now he's about to be 18 in a week and a half. So, yeah, he's deciding whether he wants to probably go NBL or go to college. You know what I mean? So,
and it's not like D1, it's NBL is insane to be 18-year-old kid playing professional. Like I don't think people understand the magnitude of like sports. Like be NBL, like how nice you have to be. It's not just it's Australian league.
yeah.
It's some of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? LaMelo played there for a year. Like now it's getting buzzed, but it's legit. So for an 18-year-old, but then again, tie back with like we spoke about before, you're doing all this because you never had anyone to do it. Like look what you've just molded yourself into, and you didn't have anyone to do that. You know what I mean?
And the reason is, and it's simple as this, to this day, and this is what I'm gonna carry on, I'm trying to be the coach I never had.
Yeah, for sure. It's like you help mold that person from from 12 years old. Now he's got the opportunity at 18. Something that like you didn't have back then.
Yeah.
Which must be like
and
hella rewarding.
And it comes natural because I really do give a fuck. I care. I care about what I do. I know these kids and these parents are putting trust in me. And so I have to deliver. I have to deliver because I have that responsibility as a coach. You know what I mean? I could be a bullshit artist, and this kid goes through his whole junior career and fucking nothing. Ends up, just fucking laying bricks after high school. Meanwhile, I was telling him throughout that whole process that he's gonna be in the NBA.
False
That's
hope.
fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. You know what I mean? So I don't try to take every kid with me and tell them no. I'm very, what's the word I'm looking for?
You're selective.
Yeah.
But you're honest. It's not like
honest, yeah.
It's not like you're not gonna be like every kid out. You're making the league.
Nah.
But you sit down and say, okay, you like maybe D3 could be an option. Like,
But-
you're real.
But now I don't even say that.
Yeah.
If I think that they have a chance to play at a higher level, no matter what it is, I'll start having those conversations with them. What do you want to do? I'll try and help you. I'll do my best.
But at the end of the
Can't
day,
promise anything. Yeah.
in the day, it's up to us.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Croydon can't make you work out. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's
It's up to you guys.
you can't make your kids go get shots up. It's like you got to put in the work,
Yeah.
but you like I'll be that extra help that you need. You know what I mean? I feel like that's important. And again, every episode we somehow touch on it. Just the people around you is everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
100%. 100%. Especially yesterday for my birthday, I was getting messages from a lot of current players and former players, and it's thank you for everything you've done for me. All your support you showed me, all the time you took to talk to me, and I got a text message from a female player. I only coached for like 6 months, and she's sending me that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's how I coach.
It's impact, man.
I'll be more successful on the court if I show my players trust.
Yep.
If I give them some love, you know, and I'm real with them, then just do this, do that, do that. This is how we're gonna play. Bam. You know, that's not me.
100%, man. And like again, because I've been there the whole time, and this is the first time Chris is meeting Mike. Like, there's been a lot of stuff behind the scenes that like he doesn't talk about. But man, I've seen him drive like hours to pick up a kid before training, drop him home. Like, you guys eating yet? All right, lunch is on me. Like, just those little things that like make such a difference. Like, some of these kids, don't have opportunity and the financial backing and stuff. I've seen you play stuff out of your pocket, and the extra mile you want to work out. All right, I'll be there 6-5. Meanwhile, like, I know you have a family and kids and you're putting food on the table for them as well, but you're also like, you're sacrificing a lot for these youngins, man. And I know it's because of the love, but like, a lot of people wouldn't do that and do what you do. You know what I mean? I know you don't talk about it much. I know there's a lot you've done. You've sacrificed a lot financially to be like where you are as well, but you stay true to who you are. And like, I feel like it's all going to work out, bro. Like, from where you were 6 years ago, coming here to where you're going to be is insane. Like,
It's wild, bro.
you know what I mean?
That's like how, as a coach, you'll stand out for sure.
100%.
I hope
Like
so.
with that sacrifice,
so.
yeah.
I hope so.
Anyone can just coach, man, but it's
Anyone could
It
coach.
takes a different person
Anyone could
to
coach. Anyone could coach.
be that next
it's
level.
the extra things.
Anyone could coach. And if I have my dreams and aspirations. I still have goals, just like you youngsters have. And I know if I stay true to myself and what I believe in, I'll get there. What that is, I don't know. I don't know. What I stopped doing was saying, "Oh, I have to be here in certain number of
Time
years."
frame.
I was killing myself.
That's dangerous.
I was
You gotta-
killing myself, stress. Now, you remember?
Yep, I remember.
You remember the bald spot?
100%.
I went through years of fucking stress because I wanted to get there already.
Yeah.
Because I had just turned 30. I'm like, I got to be there. I got to be there. But now I've changed it. It's if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Exactly. I feel like that's something you learn over time, because even with myself, and I guess you as well, AJ, it's
100%.
like we always try and put a time frame on everything. It's like, we'll do this in a year, 6 months. But like at the end of the day, you just got to enjoy the process and like find that passion that you said you love. It's like, it doesn't matter how long it takes. Like, I'm just doing it.
100%. Fall in love with the process, man.
And it's good to have those goals.
Yeah, exactly. It's still good
And
to have goals.
And put some pressure on yourself, because we all need it. We all need it. We need pressure. You know what I mean? Because if you're not getting it from any outside, source or something, you got to give it to yourself.
100%.
And that's how you push yourself, Like when you're doing the bodybuilding, right?
Bodybuilding.
You were challenging yourself and you put pressure on yourself. Fuck, I need this extra cut. You know what I mean? You have to.
That's what it is.
You have to.
That's what it is.
But don't let it eat you up.
Yeah.
That's what I did at one point, and I had to say, nah. I have a beautiful family at home, 3 kids. I need to put them first, but at the same time, I'm out here grinding.
100%.
So if I take the kids in the morning to school at 8:30, I might not see them. I'll see them when they're sleeping at 9:30 at night. I give them a kiss, and that's it. But I know why I'm doing it.
It's the grind, man.
I know why I'm doing it. I already told like yesterday, I told my mom, I'm like, Ma, don't worry. Don't worry. In a few years, I'll be signing a contract for 6 figures or more. Whether it's 100,000 or 900,000, I'll be doing that.
It's gonna get done, bro.
And my kids that are, sharing a room right now and they don't get to see their dad, they'll start to enjoy, the fruits of
Your label.
100%, bro. I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah, but that's it. That's what it is.
Speaking
all
into
right.
the universe.
It's all
bro.
right. You know what I mean? And and it was hard on my wife because she didn't really understand. But now she's starting to, come around. And if I don't speak to her all day and I see her for 10 minutes, she understands. She understands because now she's starting to see it.
Yes,
That's what it is.
So yeah,
100%, bro. You need like people around you who's gonna understand the grind, and we have a 35-year-old right now. The grind's still going. Like,
crazy.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, like you touched on that, you
still
have like
going.
a family in that. How do you juggle like having all this stuff going on as well as the family? Like we struggle as it is now. We don't even have a
kids.
family.
I'll add this. I'm a full-time student
As well.
right
Bro.
now.
Damn, that's like all.
I'm at Vic Uni. I'm in my third and last year.
Sheesh.
Look, I started right before lockdown, so it was easy. I wasn't working, so that was a huge plus, and I'm so happy I chose to start. You know, I never graduated college. This is my 4th and final stint at getting my bachelor's degree.
Yep.
I tried the previous 3 times before I was in the military, twice in the military, and now here. And I started at 33 years old. You know what I mean?
Don't stop.
Age is just a number, man.
Don't stop.
And that came out of a discussion or a conversation I had with a college coach. Because he said, if you want to coach in college, you need a bachelor's degree, unless you're a former NBA player with a name. I'm like, shit, I need to get on it now. And literally, like, the next day,
You did it.
Apply.
I applied. I said, you know, screw it. So Dave Patrick is the coach. He's an assistant at University of Oklahoma.
Sheesh.
He's an Aussie. And so as soon as I get that bachelor's degree, motherfucker, I'm going to be calling you.
Yeah, sir.
Because you were the one who told me, so I'll be calling you, dude. And look, I don't expect anything from him, but point me in the
right direction.
In the right direction. Because you already did it once. All right.
You can do it,
you know?
for sure.
And I'm pretty sure he's already forgotten about, you know, the conversation he had with me and he's telling him, but it's all right. It's all right. So that's, you know, that's where I'm at now, man. Just, I'm still grinding. I haven't given myself a specific direction. I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing. When opportunities arise, you know,
100%. I feel
I'll
like
look at them.
the more, because this is what you've always done. You stayed pure in your intent, and the universe takes care of you. I feel like it's just given. You know what I mean?
For sure.
The energy you put out is the energy you get back, and for every time you've paid for a kid's lunch or drove an extra hour or done this or FaceTime or called or spoken to a coach, bro. It's just like only a matter of time before it comes back your way. You're coaching like D2 youth league. Now you're a state champ, 3 levels up. Like it's a constant progression because you haven't stopped grinding, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And I feel like this is giving me and Inko like motivation after this, bro, to just
keep going.
It don't matter because I feel like me and you do a lot. First quarter of the year's done. Like I said this to you yesterday, we're gonna do more now. Like second quarter's crazy, you know what I mean? But like, don't rush the process. Fall in love with the grind, bro.
Yeah. Look, again, like I said, give yourself that pressure. But don't let it make or break you. You have the clothing line, right?
Yeah.
All seasons, right? I saw you coming out with some sunglasses.
Yes, sir.
That's big time. You know what I mean? And that takes fucking balls. That takes balls to do, man. You know what I mean? To start something on your own. Not everybody could do that. Some people are fine with getting a job and working for the rest of their lives. You know, you're not cut out like that. You know what I mean? You big man. You know, you're a freaking hustler.
Yes, sir. In the
Some
hub,
hustlers,
baby.
There's some motherfuckers who don't get out of bed till fucking noon.
Yeah, that's
Older
wild,
than
bro.
you.
Yeah.
And have no direction. Right? And have no fucking direction and still go out on the weekend and party like if they fucking got shit figured out. And that's cool. And that's cool. That's on them. I don't judge anybody.
That's who they want to be.
That's their happiness. You know what I mean? But keep doing what y'all doing, man.
Yes,
Y'all
sir.
doing some fucking big things. I wish I was fucking, I wish I had your mindset at 2021. I think I would have been in the NBA as a coach or something right now or something. You know what I mean? But again, everything I went through and my whole journey has made me who I am today.
Exactly.
And
wouldn't replace with nothing.
and I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it. I was supposed to go through that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So
Everything happens, man.
everything happens
Man,
for a
that's
reason.
That's crazy, bro. That was probably the best hour of conversation I've had in a minute, man. I just want to thank you, especially day after your birthday, finding some time. I know how busy it is,
man.
especially.
I've been wanting to do this. I've been wanting to do this since the last time I came and checked.
And we're
the place
just
out.
talking shit on it.
It was
but
awesome. It was awesome.
now we officially have episode 3 done and dusted in the books, bro. So I just want to thank you for being able to be here and sharing your stories and providing some motivation, some inspiration. There's definitely some stuff that you dropped some stuff, man. I had chills
there,
throughout this app, my man. But Mike, thank you. Any last words before we sign off on the hub?
Nah, for whoever is gonna listen to this, and y'all better subscribe and follow.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Just be patient, work hard, figure out what you want to do in life. Don't do something because it's the cool thing. You know what I mean? Figure out what you want to do. You know what I mean? And sometimes your parents and your close family members might be the ones holding you back. And you got to push through that. All right? Find the people who are going to support you. And it might be the janitor at your school. It might be an ex-girlfriend. It might be, you know, it might be the nerdy kid from high school that you reconnected with 5 years later. You know, it could be anybody. You know, find your little circle. You know, the team you could trust. Follow your fucking dreams, as corny as it sounds. And if you love it, trust me, it'll work out. It'll work out if you love it.
Yes, sir.
But you have to love that shit.
You have to love it.
Jeez. What an absolute episode. I think we're signing off there.
Done.
Nice.